Since he left the White House, former President Donald Trump, who was booted from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube after the January 6th Capitol riots, has struggled to get back in the spotlight. He tried a blog, and his allies launched 2 social media sites. And earlier this month, he sued the big social media companies for constraining his right to free speech.
Our case will prove this censorship is unlawful, it's unconstitutional, and it's completely un-American.
Trump seems to have no problem drawing audiences, especially at rallies. Still, social media conversations and mentions about Trump dropped about 90% from January to May 2021, according to the head of Social Flow, who spoke to VOA.
And I think he's now realizing just how much he did lose in losing that audience. It's a big deal.
Worldwide, leaders are trying different methods for reining in the social media giants. The Nigerian government booted Twitter after it deleted a tweet by President Muhammadu Buhari. In India, Facebook's WhatsApp has sued the government to stop complying with new rules it says would lead to mass surveillance. In Russia, a new law requires social media firms to hire local staff if they want to advertise in the country. While leaders make decisions about online speech based on what's happening in their countries, some have likely taken note of Trump's ban by U.S. social media firms. Ethan Zuckerman, a professor at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, told VOA.
I do think what's happened to Trump is a cautionary tale for the wannabe autocrats out there. What's not clear is exactly what lesson they're going to take from it. Do they go down the China path of trying to develop their own domestic social media that they have full control over? Or do they go down the Russia path where they say, look, we know people are going to continue expressing themselves on these international platforms. Let's figure out how to ensure that we have some leverage over them.
The power of social media giants to limit a person's speech is something that many are not comfortable with, experts say. Jillian York, Director of International Freedom of Expression at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, told VOA that what's needed are global standards for online speech and censorship, rather than what she calls the tech giants' current ad hoc, country-by-country approach.
I think it's kind of a mess that we're in. It's not really either or at this point. It's, yes, other countries are watching Trump, but I think that what happens in other countries will affect what happens going forward in the U.S. too.
Michelle Quinn, VOA News.